let's take a look at the attachment for the HORI SplitPad Pro. So I've already done plenty of reviews on the HORI SplitPad Pro, the HORI SplitPad Compact, even checking out the brand new Charizard and Pikachu edition HORI SplitPad Pros 2. However, there's something I've been wanting to check out for ages, and that's this right here, because this basically turns these into a wired controller for your Switch, because these and those over there, which are the compacts, you can only use those whilst on the Switch. So they slide onto your Switch and they're handheld only. However, with this release, this one here, which has been out for a little while now, but I've only just got my hands on one, it turns them into a wired controller set for the Nintendo Switch. So HORI provided us with this sample for free, but this is not a paid promotion or anything like that. All opinions are still my own. But let's check it out, shall we? So this is the box, and you can see the attachment on the front there. On the back, it basically shows you some stuff saying, you know, you can now use it on the TV, and there is some extra buttons on the attachment, which we will check out. So let's get into it, and let's see what's in here, shall we? Oh, there's an instruction manual, so there you go. Read and complete. Here it is. This is it. Is it like tied in there or something? Wow, that's big. That is big. Like, that is super big. Look at the size of this thing. Like, that is huge. It's humongous. But the HORI SplitPad, you know, the Pros anyway, are designed for those with large hands. I actually have medium-sized hands, so you can see how big that is for my hand size. If you've got super large hands, this is going to be perfect for you. But yeah, straight away you can see it comes with a pair of SplitPad Pros. So currently, as far as I'm aware, you can only buy this as an entire bundle. So it's the whole thing, right? So you get the attachment and a set of SplitPad Pros, and I'll talk about that at the end. But straight up, yeah, I mean, the SplitPad Pros are SplitPad Pros, and let's take it off. So of course, to take them off, we just press the button on the back as we always would and slide up, and then that leaves us with this, and this is the attachment. So it's quite nice looking. I mean, you've got this kind of like humpy bit at the back just there, and when I put on the Joy-Cons again, you know, the SplitPad Pros, I'll see if that actually like helps with grip or anything, but it could just be to house any internals that are inside this. So you get a really long cable. I think it's about 3 meters, I think it is, something like that, which should be plenty enough. And you've got a USB-A on the back there that will just plug into your dock, and I'm pretty sure that you can use this with the PC as well. So you could just plug it straight into your PC with the SplitPad Pros attached, and there we go. Now, something I wanted to see, and I actually inquired about, I said, hey, HORI, you know, you're sending us the attachment, but what if I want to use the HORI SplitPad Compacts on it? Or maybe, you know, a different colorway. Is it only for the ones that come with it? And they said, no, you can use whatever you want. So I was like, yes. And let's get something a little bit more cool. So this is the Charizard and Pikachu edition SplitPad Pros. And I have done a first look at these, so go and check that video out if you want to. But look at that. Look how cool this looks. This looks so much better than with the standard black ones, don't you think? So if you've got multiple pairs of these, or maybe you're like me and you already have a set of your favorite designs, well then, you know, just chuck those away and stick the better ones on, you know? So this is super cool. So I really like that you can just use, you know, whatever you've got already. And it really does feel good. Like if I kind of sit naturally, let's say, that definitely feels good. It's pretty much no different than using it on the Switch itself, but of course now you can use it wired, so you've got an actual spare controller. If someone comes over, well then, you know, you can just stick this together and be like, there you go. You don't have to worry about needing another controller if you've already got a pair of SplitPad Pros, or if you've just bought this kit. But what I was more intrigued to see, because I personally, like I said, I've got medium-sized hands. For me, I prefer the size of the SplitPad Compacts. These are perfect for me. I absolutely love these. So let's stick those on, shall we? So I'm going to take these off, just like this, and then stick these on, and I think this is going to be a winning combination. Look at that. Now that is what I'm talking about. Like, that is incredible. It makes the whole thing smaller. So for my little tiny baby hands, then oh yes, this is so much nicer. But yeah, at the same time, I kind of like on the attachment there, that added flair of this bit of grip just here. So of course on the split pad compacts, you don't have that extra sort of foot in the corner there. So if I put this one side on, and of course you could actually use it like this if you really wanted to. You could genuinely use one compact and one, you know, pro if you really wanted to. But to be fair, I think I actually prefer the full size ones as an actual controller, because that kind of corner there dips right into the palm of my hand perfectly. That really like grips nicely. Whereas on the actual Switch itself, I do prefer these because I think I hold it a bit differently when it's wider apart, and I find that fits my hands perfectly. Whereas these ones seem to be a little bit too big in this kind of grip. Whereas on this, because my like wrists and hands are like in a little bit closer, this definitely feels like, you know, a nicer combination. But of course, if you do have smaller hands and you've already got a pair of compacts, then you might prefer it. So Christina has tiny hands compared to mine, so she's got like proper baby hands, and I would say this combination just here of the split pad compacts would be far nicer for her to use as a, you know, a standalone controller. This bit just here in the middle, you really don't notice. So I'm not like, you know, if I try and hold it up like this and put my hands like this, you can't really notice this at all. Like I'm not like holding on to it or anything like that. I don't even notice it's there. So that's pretty cool. Now, of course, it's kind of sad it's not a wireless attachment, but I guess that would cost so much money to do. But there is something else here, which are these buttons just here. So you've got buttons there and you're like, what's that for? Well, if I turn it over, ba-ding, there is a 3.5mm jack on the bottom just there. And that is to attach headphones as well as a microphone. So if you've got a headphone like that has a microphone in it, you could plug it in there. And then these buttons on the front just here, you've got mute mic, which is just there. You've got volume down or volume up. So you can not only change the volume of your headphones and the amount of volume that's going into them, you can actually mute and unmute your microphone too, which I think is really, really cool. So, what do I like and what don't I like? Well, to be honest, I really like the fact that you can now turn your compacts or your split pad pros into an actual controller for anyone else to use. I love the fact that if you've already got your compacts or another set of split pad pros, then you can just mix and match. You know, you can use whatever you've already got like this, which I think is awesome. So, you know, I could use it like this if I wanted to. The one thing I really don't like, and I hope that HORI, if you're listening, that you do this, is at least here in the UK, it's not possible. You can't buy the attachment separately. So you can't just buy the attachment alone. You have to buy it with a pair of split pad pros. And if you're somebody like me that already has multiple split pad pros, because I've now got the original split pad pros, which aren't here right now, I've then got the Charizard and Pikachu ones. I've then got the compact. So I've got 3 pairs essentially. And now I've got 4 pairs because it already comes with a set. So like, it's not very cost effective if you're somebody like me that has multiple split pad pros and compacts because now you're having to buy the whole like pro again plus the attachment. It would be really nice if they just sold the attachment alone. For somebody like me that wants to turn their handheld controllers into an actual like docked experience, it would be really nice if you sold that attachment separately. But that's pretty much the only thing. Price-wise, they're pretty pricey because of course you're buying everything. You're buying a whole pair of these, which retail at around £50, plus you're buying the attachment. So they're around £70 here in the UK, but you can find them on offer for around the sort of £55 mark sometimes, depending on sales and stuff. So make sure you look around. We'll have links in the description down there so you can check it out there. But yeah, that's the price point and stuff. I really like it. I think it's a little bit expensive if you're someone like me that's already got multiple HORI products that you want to use on this attachment. If you're coming from, you know, not having anything at all, this is probably the best thing you can do, because, you know, you get the attachment plus a set of the Split Pad Pros, which are incredible. Now, if you want to see the Split Pad Pros, well, I've done reviews on them and all that good stuff on the channel, so go down there and subscribe, and you can check them out just here. So you'll see the HORI Split Pad Pro review here and the HORI Split Pad Compact review just here. And of course, we got the first look of the Charizard and Pikachu editions on the channel too, if you want to see that.